Just obviously a wild last couple innings there. What was, after Braziman gives it up and then you go to the bottom of the ninth, what was just sort of the mood in the dugout at that point?
Even though we lost the lead there in the ninth, you feel good about your chances with what's coming up that inning. And obviously we saw the results there right there after one batter. But yeah, I think that's this group, man. They never give up. They're never out of game. And as soon as they got back in the dugout, they were like, "All right, let's do it right here." So having each other's back, and like I said, they're never out of a game, and it's a good feeling. So yeah, we gave up the lead, but got right back. I thought Brazovan did a hell of a job settling in after that leadoff homer in the ninth, and gave us a chance, and ended up winning the game.
That attitude, obviously Lindor was the one to hit it tonight, but how much does he just embody that in general?
Lindor? Yeah, I mean that's why he's an elite player and a special player. Because the moment is never too big for him. He knows what's at stake, and it's he lives for those moments. And he came through again today. Special player, special person, and he came through once again.
Ron.
As much as you see how great he is day in, day out, do games like this and endings like this define him?
Well, there's a lot that defines him. Not only moments like this, but as soon as he gets to the ballpark, he's impacting people in a positive way. Just his presence, his interactions, the way he pushes people, the way he encourages people, and not only players, but coaches, support staff, everyone in this building. His presence, you could feel it every time he's around, and I'm glad I have him.
Abby?
That was his 250th home run. What does it take for a player like him to get to that kind of spot?
Well, it takes a lot. Says that he's been in the league for a long time, having success. It's not easy, and especially playing a premium position the way he does it at an elite level. And on top of that, you add the offense, and not just batting average or hitting for power. Not too many shortstop in the history of the game. There's only few of them, and he's halfway through it. I think we're witnessing a special player and a special career here.
What did Braziban do so well that allowed him to settle in and strike out those next three?
Yeah, other than that pitch, it was good to see him going right after hitters. We saw it last year how personal he takes it, and he gets down. And to watch him do that today, even though he gave up the lead, he gave us a chance. He kept making pitches. He attacked and got 3 outs and got back. Got the team back in the dugout. And like I said, it was good to see.
Andy?
A couple minutes ago, you described a feeling of confidence that you felt with the team that they'd be able to come back or have a good chance to come back. That sounds like something you might have described the last couple months of last year. Are you noticing that confidence or that culture starting to carry over? Because obviously it was no guarantee one year to the next that it would.
Yeah, every year is different. Even though we have a lot of the same guys that were here last year and went through a lot, you could sense, you could feel it. And I'm going to go back to that game that we won in Miami when we were down in the 8th and Pete hit a 3-run homer and we ended up winning an extra. That for me was like, all right, here we go again. And we came back again in the 8th inning in Minnesota. We just didn't get the job done that day, but we got back, against a pretty good arm. And when you got a lot of good players, a deep lineup, that you're a couple of guys away from having the time run at the plate or just having quality at bats after quality at bats and passing the baton and things like that. And that's a good feeling.
Manny?
Just wanted to get your reaction on just Juan Soto hitting that game-tying single and just the reaction from the crowd. I think they gave him a standing ovation before that. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, that's who we are. That's who the Mets fans are. They're always going to be behind their players, and we feel it, and the other teams feel it. I'm pretty sure Juan felt it. and it was good for him to come through. You know, he's a really good player too, and yeah, it was good to see. We've seen it so many times here with a lot of our players, especially when they're struggling or it's not easy for them, and you know when you could feel the reaction from the fan base, and in this case, standing ovation. We saw it last year with Lindor, you know, and he took off after that. I'm not saying that's going to be the case all the time, but, you know, not only we feel it, but the other team feel it. So, yeah, it's good to have that type of support.
And just what are you seeing from Max Kranick that's allowing him to be so successful here?
Throwing strikes, using all of his pitches, the fastball, the slider, attack. Not afraid to come in and attack. You know, he did it again today, running at second base, 1 out when he came in, I think he was, and gave us multiple innings, which is huge. Not only coming in and getting outs, but giving us, you know, multiple innings every time we're asking him or we're giving him the ball. So he's been a huge piece in that bullpen.
Feel about your outing tonight?
Yeah, I mean, there were some good things and there were some things to work on, and so great team win. Louis did a great job back there, and the bullpen picked me up, and the offense came through. So, yeah, great team win, and move on to the next one.
Where were you for Lindor's home run there?
I was in the bathroom, and I heard Howie's call and came running out, and I was able to see it on the delay. So, yeah.
That's homer 250 for Francisco. What do you think, just watching him play with him the last few years, just watch the type of career he's put together for you guys?
It's been unbelievable. Comes in every day, same guy, good or bad, and he does a lot for this team on every side of the ball. Does a lot in the clubhouse, and so it's special to have someone like that as a teammate for as long as I've had, and continue to look forward to playing with him and love having him at short.
How would you describe what he does in the clubhouse?
I mean, I think he's got a good feel for what's going on. I think he obviously has a lot of leadership in him, and he takes on that role really well, and it doesn't hurt being the best shortstop in the game. So, yeah, he's a great guy, great person, amazing player, and so glad to have him as a teammate.
You guys were down 2-0 and then 3-2, and then you gave up the home run with the foul line. Is that the type of team you want to be? That the offense can kind of always, down to come back, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think the group as a whole has the mentality that we're never out of a game, no matter what the difference is. If we're ahead, we're trying to finish that game and get away with a win, and if we're behind, we're fighting our way back until the last out's recorded. So. No surprise that they were on their pitching staff the entire game, and yeah, just amazing to see them come through inning after inning and be able to get that win.
You guys had a lot of comebacks, walk-offs last season. Mendoza just said that he thinks maybe some of the resilience and the magic from last season is finally starting to spill over right now. Is that somewhat accurate? Do you guys have that same feeling that you had last year?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of the same pieces that really instilled that last year, and so I think. It's obviously a new team and a new year, and we've got to find ourselves. But yeah, I think it definitely hit a lot sooner than it did last year. And I think we know what we have in this room. We know how talented we are, and how convicted we are with our work. So yeah, it just doesn't matter who's over there. We're going to go after them and try and win every ball game we play.